All right, welcome to part two. In this lesson, we are going to go over note editing as well as just some simple notation. So I'm going to start out with my Impulse 808 kit. And right now, I like to have my kit armed and I'm using the computer MIDI keyboard. So that means basically I'm using my the middle row of my keyboard A, S, D, F, G to act like a keyboard. And you can hear this, and you can see my notes getting pressed down here on the keyboard. So this is a nice way to just be able to hear the sounds. Now, if I have this one, realize this is going to be a different set. So you can see I have all three kits armed. That means that they're all going to trigger. So I don't want that. So I'm just simply clicking them off. So I'm going to go into our 808. I want this one enabled for now. I'm going to double click and create a clip. So the first thing I want to talk about here is Ableton has a grid. And basically this grid right now, since we're in 4/4, we have 4 segments in our grid, and our grid is separated into 16th notes. Now, if I right click in this grid, I can change this to quarter notes. So this will determine how I enter notes. So if I have quarter notes, um, there's 4 quarter notes, and I have this nice little rhythmic graph here. So basically, 4 quarter notes are represented right here. We have 4 of them. Um, I will even go back a little bit further, and we'll just have a half note. So we have 2 half notes, and then we have a whole note. So the whole note takes up the whole bar. In this case, since we're in 4/4 time, the whole note would take 4 beats. The half note takes 2 beats. We have that right here with our hi-hat. Our kick drum is playing quarter notes. Our hi-hat. So now I want to go to eighth notes. Usually if I'm creating beats, I will have my grid set to 16th notes or 32nd notes, and I will talk about that. So here we are. We have eighth notes with our hi-hat, and you can tell they're eighth notes because right now there's 8 of them. And lastly, we're going to go 16th notes. Oops, that was 32nd notes. So let's have this here. I'm going to use my draw tool. The draw tool you can activate up here in the right hand corner, or I can just press B and that activates the draw tool. So this isn't going to sound much like a beat as it is going to be more of a lesson in just rhythmic timing and note entering. So let's go ahead and listen to this. So I'm going to turn our metronome on. This is our quarter note. This is our 16th note. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a hi-hat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm going back to this because I want you guys to be able to associate these notes, because when we're making beats, it's really good to be able to talk about what these mean. So again, 16th notes on the snare drum. We have our whole note, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have our half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as we get through this, try to become familiar with what these notes are and how, if we have quarter notes, eighth notes, twice as many, 16th notes, and then, although it's not shown here, 32nd notes, because we're going to use these terms as we learn about rhythms and music in general. So this is just a very nice stepping stone. Some of you, this might be a review. Some of you, this might be a whole new concept, and that's totally fine. So, and we will learn more about these. Basically, learn about whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes.